Hey guys, we're gonna talk about forward-facing sonar and how to be more efficient this week. And so I'm gonna show you guys for about $12, you can build the best pointer right here on your Lowrance Ghost to know exactly where your cone's pointing, so you'll know exactly where to cast, so you'll know exactly where to catch that giant bass. Hey, cast bass, we almost made a rhyme. I'm gonna have some links in the bottom of this video just to make it easier on you guys to go get this stuff. You know, I'm not saying this is a place you gotta get it. I'll just make it easy. I'll have all the links right there. You can just click on them, get them mailed right to your house. All right, so I go to Lowe's. I have got a 1-inch galvanized split ring tubing hanger. Part number 33553. It's a 1-inch, that's important. So this is going to clamp right here around my shaft, okay? That's where that's gonna go. I need some rubber, keep that from not turning. So this is at Lowe's. It's a, what's it say? Rubber packing sheet. I think this is for toilets actually. So we're gonna put some toilets on our trolling motor shaft. From this piece of rubber, I just need a little piece. This is 2 inches by 3/4 of an inch, you know, long. And this, you slide in right here behind this hanger bracket on the shaft of the trolling motor. So that's just gonna slide right there. That's just gonna really help secure that. So I'm gonna tighten this down. I'm gonna make it tight, you know, not like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger tight, but just tight, snug, because I wanna be able to adjust it once I get out on the water a little bit. Okay, we can adjust that just a little bit. Okay, so that's step one, putting this hook hanger right here on the shaft with this hole pointing the direction your trolling motor is going to go. Another thing that we had to buy at Lowe's was just some 3/8 PEX pipe. It's 3/8 inch. There it is, SharkBite 3/8 inch PEX pipe. Smallest I found was a 5-foot section. So we are going to cut this, and this is going to be my pointer. So how long are we going to cut it? I like mine, get a tape measure. I like mine 18 inches long. We're going to cut it right here. Okay, we got it cut. The next thing you need to buy at Lowe's is a piece of all thread. This is just threaded rod, 3/8 inch. The shortest I found was a foot. And I went and I cut a piece of it off. So at one point that was a foot. I took my grinder, I cut that off right there. Now, I've got to insert this in here, but I need it to kind of adhere to it. But before you do that, you've got to put a nut on there. So I'm going to put this nut, then we're going to insert this, the cut end, in here, okay? Because I want the good threads to be able to go right here. In fact, we can just go ahead, probably screw that right like that. That's my jam nut. So now we are going to heat this up. So you can use one of these little, you know, whatever, how many ever dollar heating things, but you want to heat this up to where it's going to expand around that all thread. And a little torch does a better job, but I tried to make it simple on you guys, something that you'd have around the house. I've got a little butane torch that I like to use because it'll really make it hot. Okay, I've probably got it heated up good enough. We're going to put that on there. I'd like it to go a little further. And I don't want to take credit for this. A friend of mine, Lance, told me about this, and I was like, Lance, you are an all-time genius. Now I'm going to let that cool. So then you screw this tight into your bracket, and then you take this nut and you back that nut onto that bracket. So that's now tight. I have got a pointer that sticks way out there. I can adjust the height here, you know, whatever height I'm using on the trolling motor. It's important that it goes on the lower part of your shaft. But you know, a good thing about it is if you hit a dock, if you hit a stump, if you turn it around and you lift your trolling motor up, you don't have a lot of money in this thing. Like, this is just I mean, the thing's floppy, it moves, you know, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you hit something. I like to have this thing just tight enough that I can adjust it. See, like right now it's a little tight. So when you get out to the lake and you get out in the water and you find you a buoy, the end of a dock, you know, shine out there with your active target until it's the brightest it can possibly be, and then adjust this to where it's pointing exactly at that. I love a buoy because a buoy's really narrow, just that cable going down, and do it out there at, like, you know, the closer you bring it into the boat, the more accurate you're gonna be. So like if you do it at 20 feet, that beam's a lot narrower. If you do it at 80 feet, you know, that beam's a lot wider. So, you know, the closer you do it to the boat, the more accurate it'll be. But just have that just loose enough to where you get out to the lake, you can adjust it and then tighten it down, because you're gonna wanna adjust this just a little bit. Use a buoy, use the corner post of a dock to know exactly where this is pointing, and you know where to cast. So now I can just unscrew this, that's cooled off. I put this in my boat. When I go to put my cover on, any of those things, it's out of the way. I get out there to the lake, put this on right here. I carry a little 1/2-inch wrench in the front of my boat. I tighten that nut down so it's not gonna come off, doesn't come loose. You can paint this black if you wanted to, put a little yellow on the end. But I love this. Like, this is the deal to know exactly where my active target is pointing. And I got 12 bucks in it, and I got enough material that I can make 1, 2, 3. I got at least 2 more pointers. I got a lot of rubber left, so you got plenty of material. You could make this thing for like 4 bucks and split it with your buddies, make each one of your buddies one. A buddy of mine named Lance is the one that told me about it. Thank you, Lance. Super cool way to know exactly where I need to cast to catch that big bass. I'm making those rhymes. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Pretty cool deal here. I like it a lot. It's kind of easy to do, really a quick fix, and helps save some money to know exactly where you're casting for your forward-facing sonar.